Check out this big, beautiful Monstera deliciosa I have growing here. I've been growing it for a while. It is ripe for the propagation. So that's what I'm gonna show you how to do in this video. How to take a cutting of a Monstera, get it propagated so that you can create a brand new plant for free. Now, before starting the process of propagating, you need to look for what is called a node. And I'm going to show you what a node is here in a second. But as a reminder, nodes are these locations along the stems that are full of a hormone called auxins. So once you take those cuttings, those hormones become activated, and that's what allows for the roots to form out of your propagated material. All right, so when you travel towards your plant and you have your stems, the nodes are essentially all of these notches along the stems. And this is where branching occurs. This is where leaves emanate out of. And so this little section right here is a node. This right here is another node. Here is another node. So when you're taking a cutting of your Monstera, the most important thing to include in your cutting is one of these nodes. Like this, like that, like that. And the node that we're going to be propagating is this node right here. Nodes at the end of the stems will generally be more viable for propagating than some of those older nodes. So it's always best to look for a node at the end of the stem to cut off rather than cutting off a long stem section and trying to propagate from a node at the base of the plant, which are the older nodes. So that's why we're going to be cutting off this little section right here. And when we take our cutting, we always want to include that node in the cutting. So for instance, we will be taking our shears and we will cut right here. So now that we've located our node, we're going to take our scissors, our shears, we're going to cut just below it. Just like that. You can see that notch right there. That's the node, and then I just cut about an inch below that. So we won't get any new growth out of this cut section, but what we can do is travel down to that last node, which is just right here, and we'll just cut off right here, and over time, we should see a sprout coming out of this section. Then from here, what we want to do is we want to take this and put it into a vase of water, and you absolutely want to ensure that that node remains underwater at all times, because that, like I said, is where the roots are going to come out of. Now you have a couple options what you can do with this. You can either put it on a heat mat, and that's going to really expedite the process of the propagation, or if you're not in a hurry, just put it somewhere nice as a centerpiece to your kitchen table, on a bookshelf, whatever. This one will continue to look beautiful, so it really does make a lovely vase in the meantime while we're waiting for the roots to grow. All right, let's take a look, see how things are progressing. As you can see, the big leaf is still looking pretty nice, but the other leaf did not make it. I don't know what happened, but it turned dark, but that's okay because I've already got a nice root forming right there and another one right here. Here you can see we got some nice roots going already. That's great, but we're gonna wait for more. That looks like maybe another root is gonna start coming out right there. So progress is taking place. All right, so let's take a look. All right. Now that is what we are looking for. You can see those roots are like 6, maybe 8 inches in length. So I would say our propagation material is absolutely ready to be planted up. So at this point I can definitely get it planted, but I can also continue to wait and allow it to create even more roots. It really doesn't matter at this point. All right, so we've made it to the final step. We have our propagation all nice and rooted, and I'm gonna be using, this is like, I don't know, an 8-inch terracotta pot. It has a drainage hole in the bottom, and now we're gonna get planting up. And when you're transplanting your propagation into a container, it's important you want to use a relatively small size container. It doesn't have a huge root mass yet, so you don't want it to be swimming in too much soil. And so I have my houseplant potting mix that I have put into a bowl. I have already pre-moistened it. I find that it's much easier to plant things up when your soil is already pre-moistened. And I'm using this awesome Coast of Maine natural and organic indoor houseplant mix. You can find a link to it down in the description below if you need some. All right, so we will start by adding some potting mix into the bottom. Should be good like there. And I like to put the cutting at the front of the pot because I'm going to be putting the moss pole in behind it. So try to spread those roots out if you can. And then we are just going to keep covering it up. Now it might be a little bit wobbly like that. That's why we're going to use our support structure. Put it in the back. And then I use some tape called floral tape. Now this is looking pretty good, but it's a little low on the soil, so I need to add a little bit more on top. And you can see where this little section is right here. I don't want to go so high that I'm going to be covering up that little area, but I do want to try to pack in some soil around my support structure so that it is in nice and firm. Well, all right, let's take a look. I think it's looking pretty darn good. You can see the support structure is doing its job, holding it upright. And you can definitely pack in the soil around that support structure, but try to keep the rest of the soil nice and fluffy. Now you just got to pick up a nice location to keep it. And now you have a brand new plant. And really the only piece of important information to keep in mind is that since the root system is still quite small and it probably is in a relatively good amount of soil, we want to let the soil really start to dry out between waterings, or else you'll definitely get gnats. But otherwise, grow it exactly like you've been growing your other Monstera, and you're going to have another big, beautiful plant gracing your home in no time. Well, I hope you found this video easy to follow, helpful, and to the point. And if you liked it, give it a like, subscribe to our channel. We have hundreds and hundreds of other plant-related videos, and I'll leave a couple of links to some other Monstera-related videos down in the description below if you are looking for some more Monstera inspiration. Anyways, thanks for joining me here on Plant Vibrations. I'll catch you next time. Ciao.